The payday loans problem is not a new problem. It's an old one. It's been talked about since the days of Ezekiel in 500 BC. It's been talked about in Canada since the early 1900s, again in 1967, again in 2006, again in 2008 in Ontario, and we're talking about it again today. It's such a complex and long-standing problem that you might be tempted to give up and say there's no solution. Well, there is no solution, but that doesn't mean we should give up anyway. There are lots of ways in which we can build a better credit market, a small dollar credit market, for those who need it. We're very pleased to be able to present to Queen's Park, the Standing Committee on Social Policy, to speak to Bill 59, which tries to make some changes to Ontario's Payday Lending Act. And many of those changes it proposes are good. It increases oversight for payday lenders. It requires lenders to pay more attention to the borrower's ability to repay. It makes room for the ending of repeat loans. There are many, many good things that it does, and we want to applaud the government for doing that. The challenge in this situation is that for all of the good things that government can do, it's still limited. At the end of the day, there's very little the government can do on its own to meet demand, to address the fact that there are people who are going to need small dollar, short-term loans to meet real needs. Their car's brakes need to be fixed, or they need an extra babysitter for the day because their child is sick. Those are real needs, and unless we pay attention to that demand, and unless we provide good credit to meet that demand, we're not going to be able to help those who need it most. Which is why in our paper we recommend a partnership between the government, financial institutions like credit unions and banks, and civil society. Often civil society organizations like charities, community foundations, anti-poverty groups, churches, mosques, synagogues have cash and also have the community that can be brought together to help people who have these needs and address them, both in the short term and the long run. The challenge is they don't often have the financial expertise, and that's where organizations like credit unions can come in. And there's been a lot of great work done in Ontario, and we're very pleased to see that, even in Hamilton with First Ontario, in Windsor, and a number of other places in this province. There's been a lot of great work done. We think that the government's bill does some good work on putting restrictions and limits on payday lending in this province, but we think there's a positive role for them to play too. We would like to see more support for those institutions and those communities that are trying to work positively to build a better and enabling credit market in Ontario.